Let's kick it off with the story everyone is talking about. Game of Thrones. Last night was the big series finale, and I'm not gonna spoil anything. Iron Man dies. But let's just say some people are taking the ending hard.
It has been 8 long and at times very frustrating seasons for Game of Thrones fans. And now that the end has come, you might need someone to talk to. Yep, Bark.com is offering therapy sessions for viewers. Whether you need someone to complain to about these plot holes some people have been talking about, have trouble with the ending, or just need help in the absence of your favorite show, the site promises to find a professional for you.
Yes, that's right. A website is offering therapy sessions for people upset about the ending of Game of Thrones. And let me just say, people, if you need therapy because a TV show ended, your life is too good, okay? I'm just gonna tell you straight, you don't need a therapist, you need some credit card debt and an STD, okay? Take your mind right off that series finale. And I also hope those therapy sessions are private, right? Because you're gonna look like a dick if you're in a group therapy session. The person before you will be like, I got addicted to drugs after my wife left. And you go like, okay, put a pin in that. I didn't like Jon Snow's story arc, okay? I didn't like it. In other news, it's the season finale of College, and one graduation ceremony had a surprise ending that most people actually enjoyed.
Billionaire Robert Smith surprised graduating seniors at Morehouse College by telling them his family would wipe out all their student debt. That's an estimated $40 million for nearly 400 students.
And my family is making a grant to eliminate their student loans.
Wow! He's gonna pay off 400 kids' student debt. $40 million. That is really amazing. Although I will say, I do feel bad for that one kid who worked his way through school so that he wouldn't have loans. Yeah, because you know he was at that ceremony like, you guys wasted all your time partying, but some of us scrubbed toilets for years to be debt-free, and now I'm gonna be, wait, what? Seriously, it sucks for that guy. It's like going to a group dinner, all your friends are ordering caviar, you think you're paying for yourself, so you're like, I'm just gonna have the breadsticks, and at the end someone's like, the dinner was on me, and you're like, And also, can we admit that although this was fantastic, this billionaire has ruined commencement speeches forever? Yeah, because good luck being next year's speaker. It'll be like, and finally I want to say, always follow your dreams. And believe in yourself. And, well, that's it. Boo! This also probably pisses off other billionaires when you think about it, because now the expectation is that they will pay tuition at any college they go to. You're going to look bad if you don't. Yeah, I bet other billionaires are going to end up speaking at cheaper colleges. You know, Bill Gates will be like, it's such an honor to be addressing the Hackensack Online Beauty Academy. Here's your 150, here's your 150 bucks, here's your 150 bucks. All right, moving on to some tech news. Now that Uber is a public company, it's under more pressure to make profits, which is probably why it just launched a brand new feature.
If your Uber driver is a bit too chatty for your liking, you can now use a mute feature in Uber Black's service. The features in the app are called Quiet Preferred, but if you're feeling social, you can also select Happy to Chat.
Yes. From now on, if you get into an Uber, you can select Happy to Chat or Quiet Mode on the app. Although, I'll be honest, knowing Uber drivers, I don't think it's actually going to make a difference, right? You're going to get in the car, and then the driver's going to be like, so, I see you chose quiet mode, yeah? That's a good option, yeah. So many drivers, they talk. Never leave you alone. Yeah, I wish everything in life had quiet mode, like my children or my wife, eh? Yeah, no. I mean, yeah. So is this your first time using quiet mode, yeah? But don't forget, you only get quiet mode if you take Uber Black, which is the luxury service, yeah. Luckily, though, Uber has also unveiled some new features for Uber X. Like there, they've got a new mode called Don't Stab Me. Yeah, so that's a nice feature. And finally, some news coming out of my home country, South Africa.
We're going to move on now to that bizarre encounter with a fan for Arnold Schwarzenegger. The action star and former governor has decided not to press charges against the man who drop-kicked him in the back at an event in South Africa.
This weekend, 71-year-old Arnold Schwarzenegger proving it's still a bad idea to mess with the governor. One man at the Arnold Classic Africa Sports Festival in South Africa learned that the hard way after landing a flying kick into Schwarzenegger's back. In this video, you see, despite the attacker taking a running start, Arnold barely moved, unfazed.
What the f? I know this was funny for some people, but I'm not gonna lie. As a South African, I was super pissed off. First of all, thanks to that guy, now we're the country that drop-kicked the Terminator, okay? And what's even worse is that Arnold barely even moved, so now we look like we can't even kick right. Makes the whole country look bad. You know that people were texting me after this shit happened? They were like, hey, Trevor, did you see this kick? Is that a normal thing in South Africa? Yeah, guys. No, it's tradition. That's what we do in South Africa. We just drop kick all the celebrities that show up. Yeah, you remember when Bill Clinton came to South Africa, Nelson Mandela met him with a drop kick. It was like, welcome to South Africa. Welcome.